Oh,
you set me up, Ernie.
Hey, what do you mean, me?
You set me up, Ernie.
Traded places, and at first it seemed like a one-sided deal in favor as he gets the headband from Shaquille O'Neal.
Appreciate that, Shaq. Thank you. I need that.
I like it. He'll keep that on for the rest of the stay.
From dominating NBA courts to patting another legend's head like it was made of putty, Shaquille O'Neal has never stopped keeping people on their toes. Since hanging up his jersey, he's built a reputation as a genuinely warm-hearted yet wonderfully unpredictable force of nature. And really, what screams Shaq being Shaq more than dropping $70,000 in a single Walmart run?
Walmart history, $70,000.
In Walmarts?
Yeah, in Walmart. So I get traded from Miami to Phoenix, and I'm the type of guy I have no patience. So 2 or 3 in the morning, I got to go get 4 or 5 TVs. I got to go get printers. I got to go get laptops. So at the end, it was $70,000. So I put my credit card in and got declined. So I pulled it out. Said decline again. So now I'm saying, I know I'm not broke. So then I just said, all right, I'll be back. So then the American Express security called me. Hey man, somebody stole your credit card and they spent $70,000 at Walmart. I said, no, that was.
I have the biggest purchase in Walmart in history. $70,000. In Walmart? Yeah, Walmart. So I get traded from Miami to Phoenix, and I'm the type of guy that have no patience, so 2 or 3 in the morning, I gotta go get 4 or 5 TVs. I gotta go get printers. I gotta go get laptops. So at the end, it was $70,000. So I put my credit card in, it got declined. So I pull it out, said declined again. So now I'm saying, I know I'm not broke. So then I just say, all right, I'll be back. So then the American Express security called me and hey man, somebody stole your credit card and they spent $70,000 at Walmart. I said, no, that was me. Watching Shaq do random things might be hilarious to watch from a distance, but what if the big man himself challenged you to a game? And not just any game. What if he challenged you to a boxing match? Yes, an actual fight against Shaq.
Guys, in a couple weeks, any game you want, you come to
Any game.
and I'll make you eat those words, buddy, because it's getting better. Okay. It's getting better. We challenge you 3.
Okay.
You
What
want
about
it?
weight loss? Should we
You
do
want
that?
it? What about muscles? What about boxing when I come over there and punch you? This is America. The Queen can't help you over here, buddy.
Let's be honest. Nobody in their right mind is lining up to take a punch from a 7-foot, 325-pound man. But setting that aside, Shaq has a gift that goes way beyond the basketball court, and that's his natural charm on camera. Case in point, the moment he turned on the full charm with TV personality Roxy Diaz, right in the middle of a live segment. That's good. Oh, that's real flirty. Okay. I'm lost. You see how she keeps looking at me? No, I see how you keep looking at her. She keeps looking at me. I mean, anytime I glance over, first thing you do when you wake up? First thing I do, I say, hey, you all right? What you doing? Who you interviewing today? Oh, you're interviewing me? All right, I'll be right behind you. Shaq clearly knows how to turn on the warmth when it comes to someone like Roxy Diaz. But here's the real question. Can he bring that same energy to someone like Kevin Hart?
Back up, man. Why you all on my back like that? Back up. Shaq, first things first. Why are you dressed like a porn director? What is happening, man?
And why you get your outfit at Kids R Us?
Shut up, man. Focus. Just focus, man. It's about basketball, okay? Why do you have on nursing shoes with a suit? Listen, it's a lot of things that I can say.
Just from that clip alone, you can see exactly what it looks like when a 7'1" giant stands next to someone like Kevin Hart. But here's where it gets truly remarkable. Shaq was already 6 feet 4 inches tall by the age of 10. By 13, he had shot up to 6'6" and was already squeezing into a size 17 shoe. His growth was so extreme that his mother had to carry his birth certificate everywhere just to convince people he was actually a child, because nobody believed it looking at him. As you can imagine, growing up that fast came with its own set of challenges. But that difficult childhood never hardened Shaq. If anything, it pushed him in the opposite direction. He grew into one of the most entertainingly goofy personalities in sports history. And nobody feels that more than Charles Barkley.
I've been telling the NBA, one way to make the All-Star game incredible is United States versus the world.
Yeah, that'd actually be pretty good.
Oh, man. But hey, didn't this picture just get ugly, Amar?
At least Chuck has never been flattened by 300+ pounds of Shaq in full motion. The same, unfortunately, cannot be said for certain courtside fans or Kwame Brown. They belong to a very small, very unlucky group of people who have been on the receiving end of a flying 7-foot giant.
Neal gonna save it. Watch out! Oh! He goes flying into the stands.
This is why they have the disclaimer on the back of the ticket. We're not responsible for injury. That could have killed someone.
To the stands. But how about the time he randomly dropped a yo mama joke in response to an audience question?
Why?
About G.
Shaq randomly launching himself into the stands is one thing, but what about the time he fired back with a yo mama joke in response to a live audience question? You can actually pinpoint the exact second it hits him. All right, it's time for that question. What might that question be? Who needs the most lotion? My nomination, Shaq and those ashy ankles. That's because your mother had to work last night and I dropped her off. Shaq may have a short fuse, but it's almost never truly personal. Most of the time, what sets him off isn't pettiness, it's passion. And few things get him more fired up than the direction modern basketball is taken. Specifically, his frustration with how today's players have drifted away from physical dominance and started leaning too heavily on outside shooting and analytical strategy, rather than just imposing their will on the game the old-fashioned way.
Everybody talk about strategy and not being a good free throw shooter. It didn't work.
It
Didn't work.
You can't be
Don't
sensitive.
work. I'm not. I'm just saying it don't work. You know, everybody want to play strategy. Why don't you just play ball? It's called basketball, not basket strategy. You play ball. Why don't you be a man? Pull your pants up, be a man and play.
And he's earned every bit of that opinion. Shaq is one of only 3 players in basketball history to win the regular season MVP, All-Star Game MVP, and Finals MVP all in the same year, a feat so rare it has only been accomplished a handful of times across the entire history of the sport. On top of that, he remains the only player in the three-point era to win a scoring title without hitting a single three-pointer throughout that entire championship run. Not one. Back in that era, the game was built on raw physicality and interior dominance, not spacing the floor or hunting open looks from beyond the arc. So it's hardly surprising that Shaq has little patience watching today's game drift further and further from that identity. But Shaq wasn't the only giant making his presence felt in that era. The paint also belonged to the 7'6" Yao Ming, and the battles between these two enormous forces are still talked about as some of the most compelling center matchups in NBA history. And even after both men walked away from the game, Shaq has always carried a genuine warmth and deep respect for Yao Ming, something that has never faded with time.
He was the first to block my shot 3 times in a row. People like to say he's 7'7", but he's really like my favorite convenience store, 7-Eleven. He was a great player, and he tricked me. 3 years, I never spoke to Yao, I thought it was a language barrier there. And then one game, he hit me with a Hakeem Olajuwon bing, bing fadeaway. And I said, hey, Yao, nice move. And he said, thanks, my brother. I said, whoa. You speak English? He's like, Shaq, you never talk to me. Of course I speak English.
He's like, Shaq, you never talk to me. Of course I speak English. He may have demolished plenty of opponents throughout his career, but can you guess what else consistently took the most punishment during those years? That's right, the backboard.
Puts it on the floor. And stops and he brought it down. He brought the whole goal down.
When you see your best.
How strong is he? Well, I think this backboard company will attest to it.
Miami is the new structure that they are rolling in. They are going to replace the entire structure because of the Shaq attack on the last rim.
He puts it on the floor and drives it straight down. He brought the whole goal down. Let me see that again. How strong is this man? The backboard companies could certainly tell you. In Miami, they actually had to roll in an entirely new structure to replace the one that had taken the full force of a Shaq attack on the previous rim. O'Neal puts it on the floor and slams it right down. He brought the whole goal down. Goodness, he may not have shown much mercy to the equipment around him, but when it came to the people he truly respected, Shaq was a completely different man. And nobody earned that respect more than Kobe Bryant. When Kobe and his daughter Gianna were tragically taken from this world in January 2020, Shaq stepped forward and delivered one of the most heartfelt and moving tributes anyone could offer, not just as a former teammate, but as a fellow Laker and as someone who genuinely loved him.
The day Kobe gained my respect was the guys were complaining. Said, Shaq, Kobe's not passing the ball. I said, I'll talk to him. I said, Kobe, there's no I in team. And Kobe said, I know, but there's an in me and that. So I went back. And told Rick and Big Shot Bob, I said, just get the rebound. He's not passing.
Shaq has built a retirement life that most people could only dream of. And honestly, the man has enough personality and natural charisma to carry an entire talk show on his own. He already proved it when he stepped in as a guest host on the Jimmy Kimmel Show and sat down for an interview with none other than Mila Kunis.
You don't buy your kids stuff for Christmas? Is that true?
False. But I will say this. Of course I'm not like anti-gifts. I just don't over-gift my child because... What did you do? What did you do?
I'm Shaka Claus, so if you want me to get your kids some gifts,
No.
you know I can do that.
No. Are you looking at me like I'm crazy? Because what do you give your children? Oh, no.
Everythingtheywant.com.
You do, don't you? You do! You're such a sucker!
I have 6, 3 boys and 3 girls. They're here, they're actually up there.